The Littleville Fair takes place right there. A fair that was held in a town called Littleville that isn't a town anymore because that town got flooded by the creation of a reservoir called Littleville. Now we're up here in the Dayville portion of Littleville. There's Dayville and there's Nightville, which is kind of funny. And if you're lucky enough to find the gate open, it tends to be open during the late spring and summer. And then sometime they'll just close it for no apparent reason. They don't let you drive down here in the winter. You'll be able to drive down the middle branch, which is a beautiful river, although it gets low as the season progresses, and we're in late June, so you can see it's kind of a trickle. But we're going to go down the old road in Huntington. And as we move down this road along the beautiful middle branch, we're looking at some great wild trout fishing with stockies that come up from Littleville Lake itself, that are what you might call holdover fish. Beautiful plunge pools and boulders, very, very rugged river in many places, but you can fish it. You're willing to take a fall once in a while into the water because the middle branch is very, very slippery. It's like butter, all kinds of quartz down there. And we're driving down in to what was a community that was flooded by the creation of a massive flood control reservoir. There are cellar holes all along this route, places where there were farms, places where there were mills. Now, it's a wild river and a landscape that's quickly reverting, quickly growing back to its arboreal splendor. Very interesting. Let's see what we can do down here. You'll see that the road isn't a long one. It's probably half a mile long. And when we get to the southern end of the road, through a forest of knotwood, we will see the very northern arm of Littleville Reservoir down in this valley. And then a beautiful area of meadowlands here, all created by the Army Corps of Engineers. There's the boat ramp, but you'll find that if you try to put an actual boat in there, you will be sorry. It's more of a kayak / canoe ramp now. I'm going to go up there and throw some casts, but I thought I'd show you the whole river before I went in. People have been farming Littleville for 200 plus years prior to the building of the dam. And this field is a veritable poster child for invasive species. There's invasive species all over the place. From apple trees to wild potatoes to what we have right in front of us, that big purple stalk you see coming up. And there's dozens of others. That's water hemlock. An invasive, extremely deadly plant. Very, very close to the plant that killed Socrates. Well, he killed himself by taking a poison that was basically mashed up hemlock root. But some people are allergic to that, like you're allergic to poison ivy. Pay attention to that plant. In other words, if you brush up against it, you'll get a topical reaction, cutaneous reaction to touching that plant, which is kind of interesting. But fishing historic places has to start with something interesting, and that looked interesting, so let's get on the water. So getting out of the truck here, grabbing my fly rod, I am reminded to do a little bit of discussion about what we're looking at here. This was, not long ago, a homestead, a farmstead, if you will. And you can tell we're close to the home of the farmer because you can see all this tiger lily that's getting ready to bloom. It'll be blooming in another 3 weeks, I would imagine. And tiger lily was often planted like lilac by farmers. I think it has some kind of an insecticidal property to it. I don't know for sure. But I don't want to walk in there and show you the old cellar hole, which is right over there, because I'm looking down and you can see right here. Here's our friend, poison ivy. Comes in all kinds of forms, but it's becoming more and more common in fields and roadsides and riversides all over Massachusetts. It was actually pretty rare in the 70s, but warmer winters have led to it becoming more and more frequent. When you're out for a walk or you're stumbling around the river, remember that. If you come on freshly mowed edges, right, be careful, because that stuff, when it gets mowed, oh, you don't want to get into that. This is a great little spill in right here. And I'm going to go down here carefully and see if I can have an encounter with maybe a river run rainbow that came up out of Littleville, or a native brookie, holdover brown, who knows. But the river hasn't really gotten too warm yet. So let's see. I got the Euronymphing rod here. I got 2 nymphs. Got a tungsten white barbless at the bottom and a caddis up above. So I'm going to just let them start doing the current dance right here. And see if we can make contact with a trout that's willing to do what trout do. No waders on, no hip boots, just a pair of clean sandals. You probably know this, but trout will be in the same little holes. If you pull a trout out of a hole today, the odds are pretty good there'll be one there next time you're in the area. And there's a hole that I'm stuck on, which ruins everything if I can't get out. Yep, I'm out. But I am too close to the plunge pool now. Looks like I'm stuck on a little piece of birch. So I'm going to do here, because I kind of messed that up, is hit this plunge pool. I'm just going to drift that along. 1 nymph. That's all I got. Is it going to be good enough? Probably not. I lost my anchor. So this caddis is light. It doesn't get down real easily. Just missed one. Try a little brookie. There he is. Yes! I knew it. I knew you were there, boy. This isn't a big one, but nonetheless, this here is a native species. Certainly don't want to hurt them, so I'm getting my hands wet. Look at that beautiful little brook trout. Huh? Look at how beautiful he is. You can tell he's a brookie because he's got the white fence. And he's off. And he's ready. There he goes. Those guys are tough. That was so funny. Little brookie bashes a single caddis just floating with a soft hackle on it. Like it. So without my vest, without my net, and all my flies back at the truck, we're going to have to end this. Run back up there, grab my stuff. Maybe I'll make a second video to follow this up. But this is just a little shorty. Get out and explore your local rivers. We only have another couple weeks before the water gets too warm in most of southern New England. Make the best out of what you got. Go for some brookies. Feels pretty good catching those little guys. And they're going to cooperate. And like and subscribe, by the way.